What's up, magnificent muscle bots? Ishan here again with Epsilon protocol updates. I'm not sure if this devlog is late, and at this point, I have stopped checking. Same as always, I worked on creative stuff, and Raghav worked on technical parts. This time, the goal was to make the game feel alive with animations and some polishing improvements. Let's dive right in. Originally, we thought of outsourcing animations, sounds, visual effects, and icons, but eventually dropped the idea. The reasons are for authorized ears only. Anyway, now that we had decided to do it all ourselves, rather than authoring all the animations myself, I took a scavenger's approach. Unreal Marketplace has characters with animations from Epic's dead game, Paragon. An efficient approach, according to me, was meticulously matching their characters to ours and retargeting the necessary animations. This meant creating IK rigs for all characters, and I mean all characters. Then using IK retargeter to transfer the animations to our characters. This took some time but exponentially less than authoring the animations from scratch. Some animations like weapon switching, reload, and spawn were still keyframed by me. A few animations are combinations of Paragon's animations. Animations might not be flawless, but since Epsilon protocol has a top-down camera, they work just fine. Before all this, I created a base animation blueprint with all the necessary logic for aiming, movement, weapon switching, etc. and a base state machine to run the animations. The aim works by inputting yaw and pitch to aim offset till the yaw is between -45 to 45 degrees relative to the forward vector. When it exceeds, the character itself rotates till the yaw is in range again. The movement blend space takes incline of the surface and change in rotation to vary the run animation accordingly. My workflow was duplicating this ABP for each character, tweaking the logic and state machine as necessary, retargeting required animations, creating aim offsets and blend spaces, and finally hooking up the animations in states. Special abilities, melee attacks, and throws use anim montage to play animations instead of states. Let me walk you through some of these state machines and animations. First, I logged in the simplest of all, the leader. Both his weapons have same pose and same aiming animations, just different shooting animations. His special attacks are emotes from a Paragon character. This is the base state machine, and it is used without modification by 3 characters: Sniper, Medic, and Herb. They have different idle and running animations for both their weapons, so it's technically 2 state machines bridged by weapon switching states. All the weapon switching animations are keyframed by me. The state machine for Mech and Mad Scientist is simpler because they don't have weapon switching states. Both their weapons are attached to their hands, requiring no weapon draw. Turret, drone, and dog have the simplest state machines because of their fewer moves. The drone and turret need spawn animations, so I simply keyframe their bones to scale up sequentially from 0 to 1. Simple, sleek, effective. Additionally, I created aim and shoot animations for the turret. I don't think I need to say much about our dog. He is such a good boy, aren't you, Brock? But something feels empty, leaving behind a big hole, like something important is missing. Guns! So I armed our rebels with some top-of-the-line weapons stolen from Epsilon's cache. I hope they are trained enough to not blow up friendly heads. While I was working on this, Raghav, hey, that's my mic.
We were using outlines to mark valid target grid locations for abilities, but I found a bug where it was giving errors when a ladder was involved, mostly while using the move ability. After staring at the screen for a whole day and admitting defeat, this bug was taunting me in my dreams. The next day also, I was not able to solve it. To break free from the bug's grasp, we decided to replace outlines with grid UI that highlights each grid position separately. While Ishan was busy creating animations, I created all the abilities that were not already implemented and tested if all the abilities worked properly. It took me a lot of time to test and fix many small bugs in them. For example, the unit could target an ally with full health to use bandages on. Unfortunately, a couple of abilities are still left to be implemented. Other than the basic abilities like shooting, reloading, moving, and other unit specific abilities like burst fire, double shot, and motivational speech, every player unit has 2 inventory ability slots, which the player can customize before deploying the team for a mission. There are 2 basic inventory abilities, bandages and grenades. Other than these, every unit has a unique inventory ability available to them. For example, the sniper unit can deploy a drone that can help the team to increase their damage output or can help the sniper unit to deal a high amount of damage. The mech can deploy a shield, herb can deploy a turret, medic has a special ability to use medkits. Unique inventory abilities can only be used a certain number of times in a mission, but the basic inventory abilities can be used again and again after their cooldown is complete. By the time these things were done, Ishan has already created a lot of animations, animation blueprints, and animation montages, and the work to get them set up for all the abilities was my next mission. In the game, an already present action system helps in queuing up all the actions. All visual changes go through the action system, like shoot animation, walk animation, hit animation, and even the visual health bar changes go through the action system. So, all the abilities require an action for them to be animated. I created the actions for all the abilities in the game and started spawning them in corresponding abilities. I also added necessary animation notifies to all the animations. They are events that are fired at specific frames of an animation. For example, an event to decrease health when the character is hit or enable disable weapon when switching on the exact frame. A couple of changes were required in ABPs to get them to work properly. I think the work on animation is done for now. We would have to fine tune the animations, but it is for future Ishan to do.
Next up, I'll be working on creating VFX for muzzle flashes, explosions, and status effects. While Raghav will... I don't know, we'll find something for him to do. Every like is a bullet in our guns. Every comment is a battle cry. And every subscriber is a rebel recruiter.
Die for freedom and ruin to the regime. Die!